I wanna see you na na na. I wanna do it na na na. Do you na 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 na. Come na na na.
I wanna see you now.
Welcome to another episode of Crystal One-on-One. We're at Le Chateau Brasserie Belge, and today I'm so excited. I'm talking to radio personality, media personality, hype, Miss, I don't know what, extraordinaire I would say, because when I see you up there, I'm like, yo, Deedan, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's nice
This
to
is
see
exciting.
you. Yeah.
All right, I'm hanging out with Crystal.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some people who are going to watch this and they're like, so, can you give me her number?
That's not true.
I'll tell them to bring me here first on a lunch date and then we can discuss this.
Well, the food here is fabulous.
It is. I love it.
Yes, you do love
I
it, right?
love it.
It is so beautiful.
It's my new joint now.
Okay, so tell me,
Yes.
what's your regular day like?
Regular day, at least since I left TV.
Yes.
A regular day.
Because you're not
wake
doing
up,
the breakfast show
I'm
on
not
Urban
doing
anymore.
the breakfast show. The one thing I'll give it though, it has taught me how to wake up very early.
So
my before that, I'd wake up at about 10 and coffee, like a zombie coffee. But I wouldn't lie to you, that's the first thing I do. Even now at 6 a.m., put the coffee on the machine, get a book. There's a book I'm now reading called The Art of People.
The Art of People.
Imagine, I talk to people for a living, I
Yes.
get paid. But
Are you not a people person?
I'm a people person.
Okay.
But it's taught me a few things. When I opened it, somebody gave it to me.
Okay.
But it's taught me so many other things that does not pertain really to what I do on radio but it's going to help me with what I'm doing on radio and my events. So open, read a chapter.
That's
Do
how
the
you start your day.
Imagine.
Wow.
Read that chapter.
That's very impressive.
Get coffee.
Most people try to get a chapter in just before they go to bed.
No, I prefer reading with normal daylight.
Okay.
And then in the evening, I can catch up maybe with a series or something on YouTube. So after that, right now I have a script that I'm doing.
Okay.
So I have to read the script.
Is it for a
learn my
movie or a
lines.
series?
It's for a series.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully I'll get a movie soon. I'm dying to do a movie. I'm done with series, man. But yes. No, I'm not done. Please hire me. But yeah, so do the script.
Keep it coming in.
You know, do the script. Then mails.
Okay.
I start doing my mails. Somehow, most of my mails come in after 10 a.m. Unlike normal office people, the mails usually end by 7 a.m. Mine come in at 10.
Okay.
Then now, research for my radio show.
Okay.
Then go into radio, crack a few jokes with the people.
Have a good time.
Have a good time. Lunch, into studio.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
That is
that's
if I
a
don't
regular
have-
day.
That is if I don't have meetings.
If you don't have meetings, if you don't have an
Yesterday
event to
was
prepare
crazy.
for, or
Yeah.
something along
Yesterday
those
I had
lines.
3 meetings between 9 and midday.
And it's interesting because I think a lot of people think that our career, well, media, is very relaxed.
It's relaxed.
But it can get
But
mad
I
hectic.
thought that is how it was.
No.
Then I joined and I was like, this is nice. Then people discovered I can MC and I can hype for events. Then I'm like, no, I don't want meetings. Oh, now you have to prepare for your show. You need to know what's happening around the world. I'm like, no. No, this is not what I thought it was. So it is work.
Exactly.
It is
and you're
actually work.
constantly researching. You never
you
stop.
need to
You'll
know
see something at midnight and you're like, okay, I'm going to note this down because I can take this in this direction. Or
Exactly. How about you're having a dream and you're like, this would be a nice story. So you have to wake up and you're like, okay, what was that dream about? Or what did I just think about in the middle of the night? Because this is important for radio.
Very important. Oh my God, I'm not the only one who does that.
No.
Wake up
No.
at 3 a.m., write a few things down.
Let's
Okay,
keep
now I can go back to sleep.
You know, you're constantly on Twitter, you're constantly on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, looking for everything, looking for everything that you can possibly impact on somebody else.
I like that you mentioned you're an MC and you hype as well. Now,
Yes.
when I recently interviewed Flavia, she talked
Yes.
about a lot of people don't even understand what it is to host an event, and they think, you just get a mic and you just
Yes.
talk. And there are different ways of
The
hosting events, especially hyping, like that's specialized.
That one is,
So,
if you can hear my voice right now, explains, sips coffee. Sips coffee, man.
so yeah, it's nice that you pointed that out because also there are not very many female.
We don't
We
really
can't call
have,
them hype men. What do you
we
call
don't
the
have
ladies?
hype actually I actually just called myself a hype girl.
Hype girl. Okay.
Because really, at my age, I shouldn't be jumping up like that. But I got the energy. If I'm called to host a wedding, I'm not going to do what I do at Blankets and Wine.
Yeah, of course
It
not.
is totally wrong. I wish companies could understand that.
Okay.
Because for me, the biggest problem is people see me and they see Blankets, or they see Tokosa, or they don't see me as that person who can actually walk up and be so serious. And the funniest thing is when I'm serious, people get scared. I'm like, no, I do have a serious side. Yes, I do. I will crack a joke in there.
It has a lot to do with people just being comfortable, always placing you in a box.
They place me in a box.
You belong here,
And
you belong there.
Thank you. That is a box I'm really trying to break out of. I don't like being put in a box. I don't like being told, because of your voice. That's why I left Kenya, because Kenya didn't appreciate my voice. And I came here and Uganda was like, come.
Yes.
We love your voice.
You have a lovely, smoky, deep voice.
You know, I'm like, okay, bye Kenya. I love you, but
Speaking of Kenya,
yes.
you are not Kenyan though.
I'm not Kenyan.
You're Ugandan.
I'm Ugandan. I was
But you
born.
sound very, very Kenyan.
I sound Kenyan because born there, bred there. My parents still live there.
Oh,
So
wow. Family is there.
family is there. So once you're born there, of course, the certificate makes you Kenyan by birth. But I'm Ugandan by blood.
So you were born in Nairobi?
I was born in Nairobi.
Where did you go to school?
I went to many schools.
There's a
was-
story coming.
I was a really good child.
I feel it coming.
I went to
What were you up
schools.
to?
I went to Westlands Primary. I went to Mutaiga Primary. I went to Loreto Convent. This is after I'd messed up, so they took me to a convent.
Very strict school, Catholic school.
Yeah, Catholic school. We were always praying. We had mass in the morning. After that, of course, I also messed up there. Then I was taken to a government school.
Whoa.
I was taken, this is my high school, S3, as we call it here, but
Okay.
Form 3 in Kenya. I was taken to St. George's. Whoa.
What happened?
State House was right there, so you know security is of the utmost. You couldn't escape, you couldn't do anything.
So I'm
was
guessing
taken to-
when you say escape, that means that's what was happening before?
we were caught doing a few
Give us a nice little
substances.
overview. What kind of child
I mean,
were
I was
you?
a teenager. I was a fighter.
Okay.
I beat up boys. I fought a lot with boys. And so funny, boys are still my best friends.
Okay.
But I fought a lot with boys. Just because they didn't really want me to be part of their crew, but I want to be part of your crew. I can do what you do, so. So we ended up fighting a lot.
Okay.
Got thrown out of one. The second one, I injured somebody. The guy collapsed. Totally thrown out. My dad didn't know. I think my dad was like, I love this girl. But he was like, don't fight. But I'm like, but dad, you're proud of me, right? You know.
Sit up a minute.
You know, I can take care of me, man. After that, I went to a purely girls' school. That's the Loreto Convent. And it was a bit weird for me,
Yeah.
being with only girls. So you have to be with girls. But now
Because
I
before
met
that, you used to hang mostly with the boys.
with the boys.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I met girls who were acting in a certain way. And I became friends with them because I wanted to be like that. Yeah, we were 16. We were like, you know what? Let's try a cigarette here. Let's bust it. Out of all people,
You.
it was me, the loudmouth. Yeah, busted. Took one.
No,
for
I'm
the
pretty
team.
sure if the teacher was just walking by and they hear you, they're
My
like, we know
voice
who
is
that
big.
is. We know.
You know, they heard my voice. They came. We're supposed to be in class, and yes.
So what do your family call you at home?
Family.
Yeah.
D.
D.
Yeah.
No Diana at any point?
Now Diana is when I'm in trouble.
When you're
When you hear
Diana.
run. If you hear Namakula, start walking to the closest border. If you hear my mom, Namakula, I'm like, where's the passport? Grab passport. Just start going. Just start. Because now you know all hell has broken loose. I was a noisemaker. I was a ringleader. You crack stories and people sit down just to listen to your stories. I'm like, okay. You go for birthday parties, I end up becoming the life of the party, getting everybody on the dance floor. That's the time I started realizing it. And then there's a friend of mine in Kenya, may he rest in peace, he's called Big Kev, who saw me.
Okay.
And he was like, no, girl, you've got something going on. it was like, you know what? There's a teenagers event. It's called Chagola Teenies. It's like the same thing we have here, the Teenies Awards.
Yeah.
I want you to host it.
Okay.
I was like, but I don't speak Sheng. It's like, I don't need you to speak Sheng. I need you to do what you do. Went on that stage, and that was the beginning of Deedan.
Wow.
That was literally the
But this was
beginning
in
of
Kenya?
Deedan. This was in Kenya.
And then you said they didn't appreciate you there.
They didn't appreciate me.
I remember us
was
talking
dying
about this
TV.
many years ago, and you
Yes.
saying you really tried to get on radio in Kenya.
I tried radio, TV. Maybe, now that I think about it, I should be saying thank you because it wasn't really my time.
Yes.
I was not mature enough for it. I don't think I would have handled it the way I handle it right now. I really tried.
Okay.
I did some small gigs. The likes of the Marcuses would use me as a Nigerian. Shanice
To
would
come on
use
and
me
sit
to
in
come
on
as
the
a
shows.
Kikuyu. Like, I want you to now be a Kikuyu mother, and I'd do it. And they're like, man, you need to be on radio. And Shanice actually really tried. But radio in Kenya is so competitive.
Yeah.
There's no space for anybody. And everybody wants to keep their job. So nobody's letting you have their job. Even though they have a flu, you'll sneeze while in studio, my friends. You'll sneeze while in studio. So it was really hard. Then I decided maybe radio is not my thing. So I decided to try TV.
Okay.
Before I got a stint, I went to NTV, and at that moment I had just joined USIU. I figured now, I'm 22, I can do news. Me. I auditioned for news, and the funniest thing, I actually hired a suit for this. Can you imagine? I hired a suit. I even convinced a friend of mine who was not interested in the media world to come and also do an interview.
Aww.
So I went, I did my audition, screening, and they told me my eyes are too small
For TV.
for TV. I was like, that was the weirdest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
What? Like, tell me the truth? Is that
Tell
where
me
you're
the
coming
truth. Don't
from?
tell me that my eyes. I'm sorry, if you put the camera down, I'm going to look down. If you put it up, I'm going to look up. Then my eyes will open.
And also, I've seen a lot of presenters who smile and whoop, nothing.
Because even when I smile, the eyes go, but come on now. So clearly my career on news was shut down impromptly.
So how long were you in Nairobi? You did uni in Nairobi?
I did uni in Nairobi.
You
Finished uni. I did that because first I refused to come to Makerere.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like it here. At that time, I just didn't. Everybody was being a lawyer. I didn't see why I had to be a lawyer.
Is that what your parents wanted you to do, or
I
they
was
gave you
forced
the
to
room
do
to
law.
choose?
So we even came here with my folks,
Oh.
and I just couldn't do it. I refused. I'm like, I can't do this. It's not me. So I spent a year out of school working under my grandfather. Then he fired me. It's a true story. He
Your
fired me.
grandfather fired you?
I met a guy.
What were you
So
doing?
I met a guy,
Oh.
some guy, and then went to have lunch. I forgot to lock up the office. When I came back, the place was totally wiped out, clean. My grandfather just said,
Sorry.
yeah. That's the time my parents were like, we don't know what to do with her. Then I was taken to USIU,
Okay.
and I enjoyed
time
being in USIU. But anyway, moving away from that.
You have stories for days.
I have stories for days. I've just been a bad child.
Did you
to my
mend the
folks.
relationship with your grandfather though?
Yes.
Good.
Eventually we did. Eventually we did with
Well,
everybody.
you were young, I'm sure at some point they're like, when the
Eventually.
anger subsides, they're like, anyway.
Yeah, we've
Anyway.
accepted. So I did IBA. I wanted to do mass communication, but USIU did not have mass communication. They tried to convince my dad I do journalism, but I didn't really want to do journalism. I wanted mass communication. So I ended up doing something my parents thought would be good,
Okay.
and I did it.
All right.
Finished it, and
And then?
didn't tried some jobs.
Uh-huh.
Actually came to
guessing.
Uganda employed.
I think so. In what? Advertising?
And yes, it was not advertising, experiential marketing.
Experiential.
So I came to Uganda to run a company from Kenya. This is the time Uganda was launching the plastic Coca-Cola bottles. So I was running that campaign here.
Okay.
Then I bumped into Shanice. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing. I don't want to do it. Help me. And that was the end. I quit that job. I didn't even tell Nairobi I quit. I just sent them an email and said, I'm done.
Wow.
I'm done. I can't do this. I think my parents looked at me and told me, don't come back home until
You figured out what
Your
you
life.
want to do. But like you're saying, if someone noticed this in you, like way back in the day, it was a matter of just
It was a
timing
matter of
and everything to
timing.
align.
Yeah.
So.
It took a while though. It took a while of me living with friends because I
Okay.
didn't have money.
Yeah.
Then I got a small gig that used to earn me 70K.
Like every time?
Yeah, on the weekends.
Like hosting?
It was
Being a...
It was like a bar job. It was a bar job.
Okay.
At Iguana.
Uh-huh.
Just in Kisamenti. Got to meet a couple of people there. The likes of Yvonne Correttas, all working on radio, people working in advertising and TV. And then we started a Friday night there, monthly Friday night. We'd call it a Rumble in the Jungle. Then I felt like people were not enjoying themselves, like the DJs there, and I'm like, no, guys, it's Rumble in the Jungle, like we need to go wild. So I grabbed the mic and I just started hyping, and then boom, it became my thing every once a month.
Wow.
And then I moved from earning 70K to 140,000. I've never felt so important in my life, Crystal. I was calling people for drinks. I'm like, guys, come, I got you, man.
What is something to be proud of? Especially since
You know, now I think about
it's like
it,
a space that wasn't really there before.
It was not
you
there.
kind of created it.
So there I met the likes of the Alluders, the DJ Caesars, these big time DJs now. We all actually began in that small hangout joint.
Cool.
Next thing I know, I tried radio. I went to Capital, I went to Sanya, I went to Hot 100. Nothing was coming through, so I went to TZ.
Okay.
I went to TZ because Uganda was not doing it. A friend of mine told me, come to TZ, check it out and see. I went to, oh my God, I loved Dar es Salaam.
How long were you there?
Dar es Salaam. I was there for about a year.
Okay. And how was
in
TZ?
Dar es Salaam, my friend had a shop, so we used to
Okay.
man the shop.
All right.
But she was living good. She was living large with her hubby. So my lifestyle was amazing. But I was not doing anything
Okay.
pertaining to what I wanted to do.
Chilling in the shop.
Chilling in the shop, hanging out with them. Life was good. But it was not my good. It was their good. They're making money. For me, I felt like they're just taking care of me or they're feeling sorry for me. Then out of nowhere, I got a phone call from Uganda and they told me it was Alan Kasuja. Called and told me, Kenya is looking for you bad, Deedan. Where are you? I'm like, I'm in Dar es Salaam. Can you get a flight? I'm like, why? There's a studio looking for you. So I fly back to Kenya. I got a small stint recording a TV show.
Okay.
It was called 99 Degrees. I was excited. I was now rubbing shoulders with the likes of Nameless. I was interviewing the Avrils and everything. And I just shot 3 episodes of that. I got another call from Shanice. And she's like, D, radio is looking for you. We've been looking for you. We didn't have your number. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean radio? Like, there's an opening somewhere, but they
Okay.
need to test you. Didn't have money. Didn't even tell my folks. Coast bus, Modern Coast rather, all the way here. Came. The gig I was being called for, Hot 100, had been taken because I delayed. Had been taken. So I met another friend of mine, Cleopatra. Cleopatra calls me, we're having drinks. She's like, you know, I'm traveling to Nairobi. I have to go film something. I'm like, we can live together. She's like, no. The only person I trust to sit in for me is you. I'm like, so what were you going to do if I was not in Kampala? She was like, the funniest thing is, I was actually going to inbox you to tell you, can you come to Kampala? I take your space in Nairobi, you take my space for the next 3 months. I was like, done.
Wow.
She took me to Radio City. I did a celebrity countdown, which is my interview. And as soon as I finished my 1 hour being interviewed on radio, playing music, the owners of the station just came and asked me, can you start tomorrow? I was like, sorry, what? Can you start tomorrow? I can start now, baby. I'm free. Like, I'm free. What time do you need me? They told me, can you come in for breakfast show? And I'm like, I thought you needed me for January. They're like, it so happens there's an opening on the breakfast show in the next 1 week. So we need you to sit in and learn how to do the show. Because one of the presenters was getting married.
It's so interesting how you tried. Then
for
everything
almost
started
10
happening.
years,
Huh?
For almost 10 years.
But you know,
Like, my
mad
dad
respect
could
to
not
you for not
understand.
giving up. Huh?
No, I refused, and I got into problems with my own friends. Because they're like, what did you do? We're tired. I'm like, guys, I know you want me to work, but I'm not going to do anything unless it's radio, number one.
Wow.
I have to do radio. I'm not going to even do TV until I get into radio first, because I feel like radio is going to mold me into the TV life. After 10 years, everything happened, I will not lie to you, in a span of 3 months.
That's what it sounds
In
like.
a span
It's like
of
bam, bam, bam,
it
bam.
just happened. Bam, 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 bam. I called everyone. December, my friend, after working for 2 weeks in December, I was paid 250. I threw a party, goddammit. Called everybody, whether you're rich, I don't care.
You come.
Buy and you come. I'm on radio. They're like, I can't believe you've done it. Everybody was shocked. Like, I can't believe, after losing friends, I lost a lot of friends.
Wow.
I lost a lot of friends.
Because I thought, what, you're not focused,
useless.
you're not
I'm not.
willing to.
People are moving on in life. People are getting married. I drank a lot. I became, it was bad. I drank a lot.
So
I was a nuisance.
when you
But
say
I
you
was
drank a lot, did you
frustrated.
ever feel like you had like an addiction problem?
I don't know if it was an addiction problem. I don't know.
But that's what you sought
But
solace in?
it was perfect for me. Wake up, drink. Wake up, drink. I used to get injured. Like, every time, if you ask Mackenzie, how many times he saw me injured arm. I'm on crutches, injured face. Because I was drinking, then I'd fall. It was bad. Because you've lost friends. Nothing is working. Your parents, you're looking at yourself and your relative. God, I feel like crying when I talk about it. You've disappointed everybody in your family. Yeah. So, it happened. So, God, why am I crying? It happened a long time. But yeah, it happened. So, you have to, when everything changed, I had to throw that party to let them know that, guys, I was not doing this because I didn't want to work. It's because this is what I wanted. Now they look at me and they're like,
All along.
all along you're going to be, I'm like, all along I'm in the newspaper, baby. Now my parents, because we had stopped talking. I didn't talk to my parents for 3 years. I had to make it. I had to prove it. I was embarrassed, Crystal. I was so embarrassed at what I'd become. I was so embarrassed at what I'd become. So I had to make it. And when we started talking, my parents, I didn't know all along, was seeing newspaper clips. My relatives would send them newspaper clips like, she's getting there. She is getting there. And now we talk. Now they laugh. My parents see me when I go home to Nairobi. There's always a party, like my daughter. The celebrity. She's back. Yeah, there's always a party. Everyone's like, Banange, welcome. You know your father, Banange, this is the Deedan, I'm in charge. Like, we have to welcome Mr. Muira's daughter. She's back in the country on holiday. You go in front of the pulpit. And everyone is like, yeah, we've been praying for you. I'm like, my other two sisters are like, how comes we're the good ones and we don't go through this? I'm like, yeah. When the prodigal daughter returns, this is what happens. But now it's crazy.
That's fantastic.
It's crazy.
To grow as fast as you have to have that focus.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm loving how far I've gone now. I still have a long way to go though. I mean, I just discovered now I can act, and I'm like, all along, I can be
You can be scary. You can be pretty scary.
Scary. But it's amazing. Uganda has been a blessing to me. I can't lie. It's been a blessing to me.
So you got on radio, it's
Yes.
a party,
Got
like
on
people see
radio.
me, I'm there finally.
You know,
and
I'm
then
there.
all these different things started happening.
All this hanging
So
out with
you
people
started
from
to-
radio.
But you know, you're talking about the book you're reading, The Art of People. And at the end of the day, I think it's pretty much talking about relationships.
It talks about relationships. It talks about the relationships you make with the people. Like if I want to, some of it I did it without realizing that I was doing it. Now the book is putting me into perspective.
Yes.
Um,
Because you're talking about the people you met
The
back
people
in the day,
I've
like
met.
the DJs and all of that.
Yes.
Shanice, Alan Kasuja.
These are the
Those
people
are building
who
relationships.
were building relationships. Then I didn't realize it's going to bring me to this path. It now has. Now with the book, it's teaching me how to do that more. Like where do I want to go from here? Because, man, at some point, I'll have to leave radio for somebody. There's so much talent coming through. What next for me? So I need to start thinking of my next game plan. So now I'm trying to make those relationships for my next game plan. The book has taught me you need, it sounds funny, an advisory board. Whether you're a housewife,
Yes.
whether you're a doctor, you need that sounding board to always make sure you stay on the path, you get your goals, you set this rules and this has to be accomplished. That is what that book is teaching me now. So, yeah, I read. People get shocked when I say I read.
I like that.
The Art of People is an amazing book. The friendships I've made. If you want to meet so and so, it tells you it's possible. Like who knew I'd meet Rebecca Kadaga? I talked about it for like a whole month. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I even posted it there. I'm like, Instagram. I am it for her, man. Yeah. She went on stage and used my words. I'm like, seriously? Who knew? Who knew? The Art of
I know.
People.
The
The Art of People.
Was there
It's-
ever a time you felt like giving up?
Yeah. And I will not say I did not really give up. Because I would do the hyping at the bar. But I was wasted. Don't ask me what I was doing at that time. I don't remember. I think that was me giving up. Because nothing was moving. Everybody else loved me. Everybody in that bar loved me. But I didn't like what was.
You didn't like what your life was then?
I think when I lost two very good friends of mine at that point is when reality slapped me in the face. Because those are the guys I'd run to for anything. Anything. When I fell down and injured the whole face, I was like, okay, this has to change. So I had a scar for about 6 months. No one saw me after that. I just went underground.
Your skin has cleared.
I went underground. I was like, something has to change. First person I called was Shanice. And I said, don't worry, I don't want to get on radio yet. I just need you to set me on the right path. And we met in Kisamenti and talked for an hour, and that was the beginning. I think at that moment, I knew it. I knew what I had to do. I think I just needed somebody to reconfirm to me that yes, you can do it.
You still have it
And now
in
that
you.
you've accepted that this is what you really want to do and you're tired of messing up, now let's do this.
Wow.
Then Shanice called me. And that is when it all,
Oh, everything started falling into
everything
place.
started flowing. I organized myself. That's the time I even went to TZ. And when I was in TZ, I was making friendships, everything, because I felt like things are not moving fast enough for me here. And she kept on telling me, Deedan, be patient. I didn't get onto radio like this. Be patient. But I was so scared of falling back again.
Yes.
That's why I wanted things to move on. And when I went to TZ, I was living with Muslims. So no drinking.
Blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise. Would have a good time. I'd hit the stage and dance. I'd take the microphone. And yes, I'd be paid for events, you know, but it was not really me. I had to respect the rules of the house I was staying at. So you
Yeah.
can't be home after midnight or after the family is home, then what are you doing out? So I ended up working in the shop.
Yeah.
But I learned a few things, how to talk to people, calm down. My anger issues went from 100 to, I think, about 45% down. But eventually, that 1 year in Dar es Salaam, talking to Shanice, going to Dar es Salaam, everything just changed. By the time I came back here, it was good to go. When they told me, are you ready? We're not going to pay you enough money. I'm like, who cares about money? I'm going to be on radio. Uganda wasn't ready. Yeah, of course, they didn't appreciate me the first few months, but
Everything takes time.
everything takes
said.
time. That's what I said.
Building relationships,
Building
even on radio.
relationships. So I was like, come down. You're here, D. So my game plan was, once I get in, because I was sitting in for Cleo, my next game plan was, how do I make it stick?
Yeah. So by the
I
time
only
she
had
comes back,
3
there's
months.
a slot.
Yes, I had 3 months to make sure I make it stick. That was all I could think about.
Okay.
Because after throwing a huge party, you get someone on radio, and then 3 months later you're not on radio. I'm like, I'm not gonna die like this.
I'm not going to die in my own movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, my dream is just beginning.
Wow.
And
We
even-
were talking about just like food, because she's not having sugar, she's not
Yes.
having milk. And you said,
I
are they
don't-
allergies or lactose intolerant?
I'm lactose intolerant.
But you couldn't eat sausages?
Growing up, I couldn't. I was.
Meat?
I was strictly a vegetarian.
Why?
I'd get a very bad reaction,
Okay.
skin reactions. Anything that was an animal, I couldn't eat. Basically, I don't think I was allergic to chicken then, but I just didn't want to try. I didn't want
It
to.
had
risk
so many
it.
bad experiences.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, you know what? So I was always a vegetarian. Now, my mom was always forced to make 2 types of food. So when I mean foods, I mean the paste or the sauces. So you'd have matoke and groundnut sauce for me, and then there'd be matoke and maybe fish, or matoke
For everybody
and
else.
everybody else, chicken. Or the doctor told me I need to also start eating meat. I needed
Okay.
more iron.
Yes.
Yes, I needed
you
more
got
iron.
anemic.
I don't have, my nails are pathetic. I don't have calcium. I'm not good at calcium because I
'Cause you
don't
can't
do
do milk, you can't
I
do
can't
meat.
yogurt, I can't do. So now I had to be weaned back into it. That's the time we realized I've actually grown out of this allergy. My God, when I was 15, I ate a sausage.
You're
I
like,
was like, all along, I
Where have
was
you
missing out on this. What beauty! What? Farmers! Oh my God! Discovered bacon. I'm like, you guys have been enjoying like this. I've been eating baked beans. You guys have been enjoying like this.
oh, we've been loving,
So I've been loving it.
Okay.
Fish was still a bit of a problem for me, but I just discovered recently that I'm actually now out of it. So
So
I'm still
now you're able to eat a lot more.
a lot more. The only thing that is still not working for me, I can't do milk.
Okay.
I can't do yogurt. I can't do ice cream.
Even yogurt?
Yeah, I can't do ice cream. I can't do too much chocolate.
Do you do
I'll
supplements?
do I?
Supplements? Or the calcium?
I don't.
You need it.
I need it so badly, by the way. I tried once, then I was like, that's too much. Popping something every time. I'm like, that's too much work.
Okay.
Sugar kills me. I'll eat cake, but I can't put sugar in my coffee. It messes my tummy up. So I'm
Okay.
running to the loo like after 10 minutes.
Okay.
Same reaction with the milk. I do not
Right.
know why.
So I'm
So-
guessing you don't really have issues maintaining your weight.
I really don't have issues maintaining my weight. I really don't. I want
Because your diet naturally does
My
that for
diet
you.
naturally puts me into this. I haven't seen you in a long time. Puts me into this. So I have no choice.
So
No
how
choice.
did you get on TV?
TV is another journey I really tried. On TV, Bush Baby.
In Uganda, yes.
Bush Baby.
Bush baby.
First of all, Bush Baby used to be on Urban.
Yes.
I think after seeing me do a couple of interviews because of acting, and
So you
seeing
started
me
the
doing
acting
events.
first before?
Acting is what got me actually onto people's faces on screen,
Okay.
and then getting to do TV interviews because of acting. And then people seeing me on a stage, they're like, but like a vibe. Then that's how Bush Baby called me. Called me to do a show that I never thought I'd ever do, a breakfast show. But what killed me is when people said, Deedan, she's always jumping. She's always working late, or she's always out dancing with her friends. And I'm like, honey,
That's
you
that box
think I
again.
can't? That
That's
thing
good
pissed
motivation,
me,
huh?
It pissed me off. I told Bush, done.
Okay.
When, where? 3 months, organized everything, started. Everybody was in shock. You should have seen me the first day. I had eye bags for days because I was like, 4 a.m.
You didn't sleep.
I was so scared of sleeping. I was so scared of sleeping because I was worried I might not hear my alarm clock.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm like, guys are going to see me in a different light because they dared me. They really dared me, by the way. I really hate being told, Deedan, because people think,
It's a powerful motivator.
yeah, it's a powerful thing. I was like, okay, did it for my whole contract and finished it.
So that was a year?
It was a year's contract.
Okay.
And I finished it.
Why did you leave TV?
I left TV, not that I don't want to be on TV. I left TV because, first of all, I had gotten a bit of experience, a feel of the Ugandan market when it comes to TV personalities and everything. 2, I had a few issues here and there
Okay.
with the station itself. But the main major motivator for me was when I came to Uganda, I had an idea of something I want to do if I'm ever put on TV. And it was not. It was
That's
not
not
really
what you were doing.
It was not really what I wanted to do.
Yes.
But this opened my eyes, got me to learn a few behind the scenes, the production and everything. I'm
It's a
still yet to
learning
get full.
experience.
So I'm still getting my experience, but I want to do my thing. If I'm to ever come back on TV, it's because it's something I love doing and not something where I have to be like, alarm clock, oh my God. I want it to be my baby, like, yes, this is what I really wanted to do on TV.
Okay.
Yes.
So who's the person who spotted the acting potential in you?
Wow, Nana Kaga.
Nana. She seems to be very good at that.
Let me tell you,
She meets you once and she's like,
I auditioned. Yeah, I was, man, let me ask. Okay, you're interviewing me, but I need to ask. I don't know, let me not ask. Let me just make a statement. I feel like people need to learn how to take a risk.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I remember Cedric and Nana advertising on my station. They were looking for actors and actresses. And I was like, I looked at my co-host then, Mackenzie. I'm like, Mackenzie, we should go for this. Mackenzie was like, yeah, let's go. And then on the D-Day, Mackenzie tells me a day before, it's like, nah. I'm like, seriously.
No, he's a good partner. He was, you know,
I think he was just
getting you
doing-
ready for it.
So I felt so bad. Then I reached there, and the people auditioning me are people I've been looking up to, the who's and who's in entertainment business. I'm saying Salvador, Flavia, Helen Nakoma, Natasha Sinayobe, Cedric, I don't know who. I'm like, maybe this was the wrong idea. But I went in, messed up. But I don't know what Nana saw.
Okay.
I think she came out backstage and told me, come back here. And first of all, I was on time. She told me, come back here, do the script.
Okay.
This is the feel I want. It's the backstory of this character. And I'm giving you 10 minutes. Come back and do it. I came back, did it. Boom.
Okay.
Next thing, 2 weeks later, because I knew I was not going to get it. There were over 300 people there. I knew I was definitely not going to get it. And some of these people are already known by Ugandans, former Miss Ugandans, the likes of Bettina and all that. I'm like, these are people in this industry. I'm just a newbie still and trying to get known in Uganda.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, I got another call. She tells me I need you to re-audition. I'm like, I messed up again? She's like, this is something else. I re-auditioned again. And then she told me, first of all, you went and chopped your hair, you've dyed your hair. Why? I'm like, I needed a change, I need to stand out in the Ugandan market. Because there are many people doing what I do. She's like, you know, you've done this, you're fitting this character.
Okay.
You've gotten the job. I was like, sorry, but like, this is your
So you
character.
unconsciously
Unconsciously,
found yourself.
I found myself. Because after people were calling me, they're like, yeah, I got a call back. 2 weeks, I don't have a call back. I'm like, you know what, D? Change your strategy.
Yeah.
Your look is blunt, long hair. Everybody has long hair. You're yellow. Stand out. Went, got a mohawk, dyed it red.
Yeah.
I got a call back. So they were doing it in slow motion. Me, I thought, I'm done. Got a call back.
That's awesome.
That was the biggest, I don't know. I threw another party.
I love this. We must
by the way,
celebrate.
I have to celebrate with my friends every time I feel like, especially when they're like, but are you sure? I'm like, I got it.
And also when you like, I think you overcome a fear as well.
When you overcome that fear, because
you take on something new.
Audition. Then after that, another short film shot by some Belgians. Then after that, back again at it with Nana Kaga. Audition for another one, I got it. I'm getting another script again this weekend, plus I have another script somewhere else. So acting has picked up.
That's
The art of
nice.
people, I guess.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
I'm happy to hear that so many things are just
So many things are
falling
happening.
in place.
And I look at Tiger Woods and I laugh now.
Man.
He just came back and he won. I feel like I'm almost winning. I'm winning. If where I am right now happened to me when I was 22, I think I'd be in a rehab.
You probably have messed up.
I'd
back
most
then.
probably be in a rehab.
Yeah.
It happened, everything for me began in my 30s.
And happened at the
Life
right time.
began in my 30s.
You know, if you
So
look at
nobody should
the
ever
biggest
stop.
actresses, most of them, their careers pick up in their 30s.
It began in the 30s.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that people tell me, my God, I love your energy like at 26. I'm like, thank you. It's all in the genes.
Now, you know, you said there was a point where all your friends were getting married, having kids, and
Literally
then you
all my
said
friends.
something happened to you when you were much younger. Has that
Yes.
affected your relationship?
I've never really been in a stable relationship. I've tried. But I'm not very good with intimacy. Somebody is investing time with you. They want to build a home. They want to buy land with you. They want to support you in your dreams and endeavors. But they cannot really break through to me. I'm blocking them. At a certain point, I start blocking them or I start pushing you away. And it always happens. Now I know. Now I have to deal with it. Am I ready to fully open up? I'm not sure. But I know eventually, because, man, no man is an island. And them ovaries are growing out. My mom keeps on telling me, one man gonna call that you're thing. I don't know
That's
what.
not really true, but man.
Yeah, because my sister has just had a daughter and it's so exciting. My friends have kids. I look at my friends' kids, I'm like, wow. Some of my friends have been married and divorced. I'm like, hey. Me even pregnancy scare in my life, wallahi. I've never had a pregnancy scare. I'm like, I'm a goalkeeper. I'm not saying I've not had sex, I have. I'm just not very intimate like that. I've had sex, but I'm a freaking
But
good
you're not going to
goalkeeper.
take risks in
I'm
that
like, ain't
part
no
of your
scoring.
life. She's talking about taking risks, but not that.
That one. Because that's not a risk I'm ready for.
Yeah.
Until I'm perfect with myself.
Yeah.
I'm not about to bring a child, whether alone or with somebody, and I'm not healed myself. I don't think that will be fair. Because how will I now bring up somebody else when I have demons in my past?
Yeah.
I don't think it's right.
Wow.
I don't think it's
Been
right.
quite the journey.
It has been a journey, but I love it.
Yeah.
It has been the journey.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. It's still exciting. I have so much I want to do.
So when you look at the people, because you mentioned Oprah, when you look at the people who've inspired you, you know, in terms of acting, in terms of TV, who do you look up to?
I know so many people say Oprah. I say Oprah for a very personal reason because she's been through a journey I've been through. Oprah blew up very late in life. I want to be a media mogul like her. I might never meet her, but I'll meet the next closest person to her, Mo Abdu from Nigeria. That one I have to meet. I look up to Kara Motoko. One crazy, crazy diva, but we all love her.
She is her own person.
She's her own person, and she'll never be apologetic about it. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Now that's my rule these days. If you can't stand me, hi, it's okay. Another person that I look up to, and I got to hear talk recently. Actually, it was early this year. Dr. Margaret Chigozie. She said a few things that until now, I've not yet started working on it, but it made sense to me. She said, especially with the young people like us. Now, you know me, I say I'm young. I know I might be in my 30s, but I'm young. But young. The way we want to start things, yet we have family members who have businesses already, but we want to start our own thing. Instead of first, how about you bring your young, youthful ideas into the family business and grow this business and then expand into other things. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, by the way, my family has a business. Why do I want to start other things, yet this one is already existing? I can bring my creativity or the things that I'm now realizing or seeing and bring that whole idea into marketing this company, make it a better thing. She said so many things and I'm like, I look up to this lady. I'd love to sit down and just have coffee with her once in a while and tell her, okay, this is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure. And then she drops those things like this points and I'm like, I'll catch you in the next 3 months. Continue and I go back and do. I look up to people like that. I look up to Mitch Egwang. Look up to Mitch Egwang. He doesn't know it. Every time he sees me, we crack jokes and I'm thinking, if he only knew, the day I'll capture him. I want to sit down and talk to him. I look up to Kansime. She became a friend recently, and we clicked. But I have never met somebody who meets me the first time and tells me, Deedan, I've been wanting to be your friend for a very long time, and this is my opportunity. My name is Ann Kansime. I love you. I think you're a powerful, strong woman, and I think you've not yet reached your goals. Sit down with me here. She removed a notebook. So I was just thinking, and she dropped things, and I'm like, did Nunu tell you about me or something? She's like, no, I can see you doing this. This is a lady who I sit down with once in 4 months before we enjoy our drinks or catch up with nonsense. She's asking you, how far have you gone with bettering yourself, Deedan?
Yeah.
How can I help? How can I do this and this?
Those are the people you were talking about, having the sounding boards and the people in your life who keep you on track. That's it.
Like, I don't see her every time. She'll catch up with me out of nowhere. She's in Ghana. Deedan, remind me when I come back. I'm sending you an email. We're going to discuss this and this and this. I've just noticed something here in Ghana. We need to think about this. We need to change our ways. I'm like, but everyone, because they see us posting pictures, like, they don't realize what has happened before the pictures are taken.
Yes.
Now, those are the people. Remember I told you, Art of People? I love to be on my advisory board.
Yes.
I want those people I've mentioned. They don't know yet. Please watch this. And I don't have money to pay you. I don't have money to pay you. But I can give you, we can do quid pro quo.
My dear, we're out of time.
We're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
For coming. It's been a pleasure. Your journey is young.
It's been fantastic. It's amazing.
It's been amazing. And I'm so proud of you that you were able to come out of a time that was really, really tough.
Yes.
Some people never make it out.
They don't make it out.
They don't make it out.
And I will need them to. If I'm doing it late, don't wait.
But you're not wasting time taking no prisoners.
No. Now, because I'm still growing, I'm learning myself. I'm not going to waste time. I wasted too much time doing nothing constructive.
So you said 2 things. That right now you're all about being yourself. People should take it or leave it. And people should take more risks. What else can you share
people should take
that you've learned along the way?
Along the way, it's sometimes we need to learn how to invest in our passion. I've come to realize sometimes it's the investments we make in people and just me opening up to somebody is a good enough investment to make me a very good deal later on in life. Simple as that. So invest in people.
Invest in people, invest in relationships,
people,
invest in your passion.
relationships. Choose your relationship wisely, but invest in that.
Okay.
Invest.
All right, my dear.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
Been a
It's
pleasure.